Hi, I'm Midori, and this week's current affairs topic focused on Generation Like. Even though this film came out a decade ago, these same patterns are still here, which in my opinion have been amplified by TikTok. And unlike YouTube or Instagram, you don't need a large following on TikTok to go viral, as their algorithm is a bit different. The algorithm itself can push someone's videos onto millions of screens overnight, which can feel exciting and empowering. However, it does teach youth to perform for the algorithm, chase trends, and to keep producing content that will ultimately just benefit TikTok as a company. So going viral can feel like success, but the creativity and time youth are putting in is being monetized by the company. At the same time, and it's complicated, Boyd reminds us not to oversimplify this and that youth don't just turn to social media to get famous. Social media is one of the few spaces available for youth these days, so a like or a follow can signal recognition, friendship, and belonging. So a like could basically mean I support you or I see you, and it can feel like they're connecting with someone that is similar to them and in general just building a community of people that are like them. So while Generation Like portrays youth as being naive and obsessed, Boyd also shows that they're intentional. They know that they're performing and they're using these spaces to connect, build a community, and also experiment with their identity. Furthermore, this dynamic is especially clear in influencer culture. Generation Like showed us early examples like Tyler Oakley branding himself on YouTube, but nowadays, with the help of Instagram as well as TikTok, influencers can be found almost everywhere. Influencers are a new kind of media outlet as they blend entertainment, personal connection, and advertising all together. So youth aren't just consuming media, they're consuming relationships packaged as media. And in general, these influencers aren't just selling brands anymore, they're selling themselves as the brand. As a result, companies know how powerful influencers' audiences can be. So, for instance, they'll send them free products or pay them to wear a particular article of clothing because they know that their followers will want to copy what they see. Additionally, influencers use language like you need to try this, or this is the must have jacket for the fall, or the shoe of the summer. And other times, they don't need to say anything at all. All it takes is for them to wear or use a product in a video and it can become a trend. This works well because influencers use language that kind of blurs the line between friendship and advertising. Furthermore, in Generation Like, I liked how they raised the idea of selling out, noting that a lot of youth don't really know what that term means anymore. To me, I found that quite interesting because on social media, like TikTok, trends like inside jokes or memes or products or clothing or even emojis can rise and fall incredibly fast. So something that exploded in popularity one week can become completely irrelevant the next week. These constant trends that rise and fall so quickly are also a part of youth subculture too. The fact that what's cool shifts so quickly again blurs that line between authentic expression and marketing hype. And as Generation Like suggests, youth may not yet have that critical thinking when it comes to recognizing when influencers are promoting products mainly for profit and gain. Finally, I think it's important to point out the language of social media itself. So words like, share, and follow, they all sound innocent, but they again blur that line between genuine connection and corporate exploitation. Generation Like critiques this while Boyd pushes us to remember that these actions that go along with this kind of language do still carry real social meaning among youth. So although corporations might exploit that meaning, youth still use it to feel seen, connected, and a part of something bigger.